Good afternoon, Don Pelayo, checking in with you guys this evening. Today is Monday, September 8th, 2025. Yes, I have a cowboy hat on, and yes, that is a Stetson. There is a reason I'm wearing it. I was thinking a lot today about investments. I've been hearing so much negativity here lately about America, about living here in America. And honestly, I'm kind of sick of hearing it. I'm kind of sick of hearing all the griping and the whining and the complaining. Americans have always been a hardworking, gritty people. And I think we've just gotten a little soft. And I think Americans just need to get back to work and stop whining. I'm kind of tired of hearing the whining. Look, my life's not easy either. It's not. I'm a single person with my own house. I still have child support payments. I make a decent living, but not outstanding. I'm not knocking down. I'm not in the 1%. Uh, not even close. I'm probably in about the top 25-30% of the income earners, probably. But so Americans have just got to get back to work. And when I say get back to work, I don't mean just go back to your job. I mean, Americans need to get out and start learning skills, learning how to do things. There are so many skills that you can use to make money and to earn a better living for yourself. Most of our cities have community colleges where you can go and study for pretty cheap. You don't have to spend a ton of money to go and learn how to do welding, learn how to be an electrician, learn how to be a plumber. You don't have to spend a ton of money, and you can go and do something like that and make a good living. I also think Americans need to become a little bit more entrepreneurial. I think it's not for everybody, but I think more of us need to be at least having some sort of side business where we're making a side income and not being so dependent on a job. So I am wearing my Stetson because Stetsons, at least the cowboy hats, are made in the United States. They're made down in Garland, Texas. So I do have my Stetson on, and I actually have two of these hats. I have this one. This one's my black one. I have a white one too. But I was thinking because I work in finance as a financial advisor, and part of what we teach in being a financial advisor is being diversified. And when I was thinking about it, I had an international ETF in my portfolio, but then I started to think about it. I'm like, this ETF was 20% in Japanese stocks. And then it had a bunch of European countries in it. And I said to myself, do I want to be invested in other countries, or would I rather be invested in the United States where my kids and my grandkids are going to grow up? And I said, you know what? I really would just prefer to be invested in American companies. So I sold out of my international ETF today, and I'm going to be plowing it into domestic U.S. equities tomorrow. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm doubling down on America, you guys, okay? I think we need to quit whining. I think we need to get back to work. I think Americans we need to get a little bit of that American mojo back. And I just got to really thinking about that today. And I got my sword there in the background. That sword is not made in America. That was made in Toledo, Spain. Most of you know that I lived there for a couple of years in Spain. And I took a trip to Toledo back in 2021. And they're known for their sword making there in Toledo. So that is a replica of a sword used by the Knights Templar. It's kind of a replica of their swords. Anyway, so But that's not made in America. That was made in Spain, and I bought it there in Spain and brought it back with me. I shipped it back to the United States. But I am really going to start focusing on buying more American-made things. Stetsons are always really well known for being good quality hats. And I'm going to start looking at more American-made goods and start really trying to. I know it does cost more. You know, these Stetson hats are not cheap. Most American-made goods are not cheap because we have to pay our people to do the work. And so I am just going to start thinking more about investing in America, buying American-made stuff, and saying to hell with all of the international shit. So that's kind of where I'm at. So that's my mood today. That's my message for everyone here. Start trying to buy some American-made things. I know it's not in everybody's budget. You know, even if it's just 10 or 15% of what you buy, you know, look for American-made options, clothing. There's not a lot of them out there. There are some companies that are based here in the United States making American-made goods. I know like American Giant was one. There's a few of them out there. You can Google it, but just be looking for American-made stuff. I think it's time for America to get back to be, you know, being the country where we know we can be. I'm seeing articles where more and more Americans are embracing socialism. You guys, socialism is not the answer. It's not. They won't always, we want to be like Europe. Let me tell you something. The European economy is never going to rival the United States. It's never going to. And you know why? Because the Europeans, their values are different. I lived there for a couple of years. I'm very well aware. They value leisure. And what that means is that the Europeans take 8 to 10 weeks a year off of vacation. Americans are lucky if we get 2 weeks of vacation. But as a result, they have a slower economy. And they will always have a slower economy. I don't think Germany has been the bright spot in Europe, but even Germany, hasn't really done that much. It's mostly been their automotive industry, which is really what's been the highlight for them. So there's we should take a lot of pride in America, take a lot of pride in our country, in our past. Yes, there's been terrible things that have happened in our past, but overall, we fought through that. We have become, we became a better country. I think we're kind of going through a bit of a tough spot right now, but I think it's time for us to get back to being the country we can be. And yeah, that's my message for today. You guys, if you have any comments, please leave them. I will respond to your comments. If you would like to, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting more videos out, more consistent. It's been about a week since I put my last video out, but I need to start doing this on a daily basis, and I'm going to try to do this every evening from here at my lovely home here in Central North Carolina. Anyway, you guys have a good evening, and this is Don Pelayo checking out.